Hey everyone, welcome back to my Let's Play of Metroid 2, The Return of Samus. I'm the Ikari Warrior, and today we'll be going into the depths, the Metroid Hive of SR388. Last update, we got the space jump and the plasma beam. We also got the spacer beam, but you can only have one beam at a time. 6 Metroids remain. And this is why I didn't come down here earlier. It's very vertical. If you have to really time your jumps in order to get back out here get out of this area without the space jump. So right off the bat, we got our first game of Metroid. Of course, he scrolled off the screen, so I missed him. This area is actually really neat. When I was younger, I really hated it because I always thought it was so scary. But looking at it now, it's actually pretty challenging. You have to have the space jump to navigate this place because, as I said earlier, it's so vertical. So I got hit by one of those little plant things coming out of the sides there. We'll check to see if there are any secrets. And up we go. This webbing stuff is kind of interesting. This is the only area in the game where you see it. But it comes apart just like the other stuff. I cleared out as much of it as I could because your missiles get caught in it. I'm gonna take care of that guy, no problem. So, we're only a few minutes in, and we've already eliminated 2 of the 6 Metroids remaining for this space. And of course I have to get through and take care of that guy. But, we can't get to him. Then I remember that I have to do this. So, yeah, I had to take a hit there. I'm gonna take a couple hits here because there's just all this stuff and no real opportunity to clear it out of the way. That stuff always reminded me of spider webbing, so I figured, so I think that's why I like this area. I've always been interested in spiders, and the prospect of a spider-esque Metroid was always neat to me. I guess I should be happy with Metroid Prime, then. Ow, ow, ow. Of course, somehow they managed to make a really neat, unique area, and then still scramble it up with the sameness that plagues the rest of this game. And of course, this would be a fun jumping puzzle if I didn't have the space jump. You would have to destroy the one rock and then jump to the next rock and so on and so forth. Headache. And I just go gung-ho all over this guy's posterior. Make it. And there he scored like 3 rapid hits on me. That was not cool. Just needed one more hit. And down he goes. So, there's a health recharge. I kind of remember that it was there. It's kind of a douche move to have those plants regenerate, and then also put them at the bottom of a health regenerator thing. Outside of the Samus's ship, I don't think we actually see any health recharge orbs like that outside of Metroid 2. I certainly don't remember seeing them. I guess there's the health recharge stations in Metroid Fusion. Boy, I'm a terrible shot. So I go all the way up and find there's nothing up there for my troubles. So I go this way. And I believe this is the last Metroid for this area. And of course I run a little too fast for him, so I ended up kind of leaving him in the dust. And because of his shoddy AI, his movement pattern gets him stuck on the rocks, which is leaves us at a temporary stalemate. I have to jump and get him unstuck so that he'll come after me so I can wipe his ass out. And one last Metroid punished for the crime of being alive. I guess that's not the last Metroid for this area because we didn't get our little earthquake yet. So I guess we have one left. I lost count. That's the problem with Metroid 2. You kill so many Metroids, you lose count of how many you're massacring. Over and over again. So that should do it for him. Yeah, that's the last one. So we get our mandatory earthquake. And I jump up, and jumping up to that first area there takes us back to the beginning of the area. So, I know what I'm getting myself into, but I decided to run and backtrack and save right quick. You know, there was no need to backtrack to do this. So while I'm restocking on missiles, that's where I'm headed next. Let's see, what else can I tell you about Metroid 2? Well, Metroid Fusion kind of brings things full circle. Metroid 2, you kind of find I'm going to go ahead and ruin the end because most of you probably know and have played Super Metroid. At the end of this, we find a baby Metroid and a hatchling, and Samus takes that back. So Metroid 2 establishes a lot of the canon things that we're familiar with. The trademark shoulder pads on the costume, the opening of the front of the missile, a lot of aesthetic changes. Also, Metroid 2 features the wiping out of the Metroid race on SR388, which is kind of crucial for the plot of Metroid Fusion. In a lot of ways, Metroid Fusion is more of a sequel than Super Metroid. I mean, yes, obviously what happened in Super Metroid was important, but Metroid Fusion deals a lot with what happens after this game, which makes it more of a sequel from a story perspective. And also all the awesome things that we saw with Metroid 2, for example, all the stuff I just mentioned, the shoulder pads and all that. All of Samus's old armor has to get ripped off, and once again, you get new beginnings from SR388. Sometimes I wonder if they chose that assignment, that label for some reason or another.